The one who sows love reaps disappointment, and the one who sows sex reaps obsession. Happiness is found in the person who needs nothing. Such people are rare because we more or less always need something, whether it is a partner, a friend, a clan, a society, or simply material goods. The one who wallows in his misfortune has certainly found happiness, because no more misfortune will reach him, and no more misfortune will catch up with him. It is good to please ourselves with what we have, for happy days. It is bad to complain about what we do not have, because it attracts the evil eye, and therefore much more unhappiness. The rules of justice and injustice were built by our founders, including politicians, judges, and philosophers, but also by prophets and religious people. God did not invent religion, but men did. This is why, for example, in Christian practice, there are several factions, whether Protestant or Catholic, Orthodox or evangelical. In short, God did not teach us the practice. The practice comes from how we want to teach and pass on the message. This is how it is also right to say that religions are false, just as it is also right to say that we deviate in practice. How can the same book create several factions and several sects? It is not just a question of interpreting the word, but a question of how we want to invite to it. Some are happy just to be present in the religious building. Others are content to pray in communion. Still others are content to read the holy books. And still others are happy just to talk about these books and talk about God by the same example. Understand that God does not need defenders of his dogmas. So there is no avenger in the name of God, nor aprons who honor his name. The world worships God and fights for God. But God does not ask you to protect him or fight for him. Those who fight in the name of God and for his glory do not do justice to God but to themselves. It is easy for God to intervene at any time, but God seems to delight in a world in conflict and in a world under his perfect direction. When I speak of injustice, I am not speaking only of God, but of these books that we reap. There are those who work and reap exhaustion, those who love and reap betrayal, those who smuggle and reap money. To the phrase, we reap what we sow, I answer, we reap what we find. One is as true as the other. Although the other is more just, one tends to draw contrary precepts. For example, why, if I do good, do I reap trouble? That is precisely what is the opposite attraction. I like to say I reap what I find, because what I find, I come across at some point in my life or on my path. It leaves me the choice to choose what I want of good versus what evil offers me. He who lacks everything lacks nothing. He who has nothing will lack nothing. And he who has everything will have nothing. He who has nothing will have everything. I speak for myself because it is my philosophy. The one who seeks, seeks. The one who finds, finds. It is not causality, nor a choice, but the destiny traced, a road to undertake, a road where we advance. To go back is to deviate from its trajectory, and to deviate is to fall ill. But there is no break in both cases. The reverse machine is to return to the past, where we had left the last backup. Those who seek women find men, and she who seeks men find women. It is a scale. What pushes us to take the bright path rather than the dark path? It is the scale. Libra. Be upright. Libra weighs your words. Libra chooses for you. Libra is your free will. We all pass before Libra because it is the judge of good and evil, the judicial tree of good and evil. Everyone defines what is good and evil for themselves, because everyone has tasted the fruit of Libra. And this is controversial, because we each have our tastes, our colors, and our preferences. This is what creates disorder, chaos. It is in this sense that Libra, as free will, is the final judge, because our tastes are only tastes of interpretation. That of Libra is the true interpretation of tastes. She who sows the storm reaps the wind, and he who sows his seed on the earth reaps his fruit. To sow is to give. To give is to take back. To take back is to resow. This is the reality that we observe in life. A cycle rather than a loop. One day someone will say, stop to the cycle. And the cycle will stop.